Hi, I'm Lina Abdelkarim. I'm a children's author and filmmaker, but it took me a while to get here. So today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my journey into becoming an author. And so I'll be delving into career paths, changing your career, and reinventing yourself. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a pharmacist. I was sure of it. So at 16, I got my first job at Walgreens as a pharmacy tech. But then somewhere into my sophomore year in college, I realized I don't really want to be filling prescriptions my whole life. So I decided to go on and search for another path. I definitely wanted to do something in healthcare because I was always passionate about that. So I shadowed a few places and radiology spoke to me. And in particular, the MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, was the modality that I found the most intriguing because I loved how you captured the image using hydrogen protons in your body and magnets together. I thought that was so cool. So that was the path I chose. And I graduated and worked in a trauma hospital for a few years. And that was some of the best years of my life. I had incredible experience and met different kinds of people from all walks of life. I learned a lot. And it was never a dull day in the hospital. So that was what I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life until I had my kids. And then that was no longer serving me and my home life. So I decided to take a little break and then maybe come back when my kids got a bit older. Then COVID happened. So in 2020, I guess I became like a food blogger. I had a lot of time at home, so I was experimenting a lot with recipes and different cuisine. And I found a really awesome food blogging community, and I found a lot of fun in that during that time period. So my kids got older, and I was trying to navigate how to answer those questions about the world for them. I was looking for resources and different kinds of books to maybe help ease into the topics for them. So I couldn't find the perfect book for them to delve into the topics that I wanted to teach them. So I decided to do it on my own and just write a book. And I was inspired by the events that unfolded in Gaza. That was a difficult topic for me to manage with my kids, and they had a lot of questions for me. So I wrote a story for them that was the foundation of everything, which is having empathy. Having empathy is when we begin to see other people and to put ourselves in other people's shoes. And I wanted to instill that in my kids because that's where everything starts, right? When you begin to see other people and be aware of the world around you and have awareness that, you know, other children in the world don't have the basic things that you have, like education and healthcare and even food or a place to stay. So I began with that by writing a story that could allow kids to see how other people in the world live. And with that awareness, instill gratitude in them. And with that gratitude, then maybe that can inspire change. So that's where my debut book came about. It Could Have Been Me. And it's a story about two girls from the same homeland, but have completely different lives. Yasmin is a Palestinian American, very privileged like myself. And then Sumud is a Palestinian refugee from Gaza. And it's a story about how they come together and the realization that Yasmin has that she could have been in Sumud's position. So it's a very universal message. And it's one that I hold very dear and feel passionate about. So I decided to expand on this and bring it to life and make a film. So I directed and self-produced an animated short of the same name. And that's kind of how I began my publishing, Lina's Kalam Books. The goal here is to write stories that matter, stories that spark conversations, stories that are difficult. They're difficult topics that you can talk to kids about in a sensitive way and an in-depth way. And so my following book that I have coming out, hopefully by the end of this year, is actually inspired by something that happened to me while I was working in the hospital, in the trauma center. I'll just give you a glimpse of the story of how, just so you can get an idea of how I write these stories. I was working my shift. I was just about to leave when we had a trauma patient come in. She was just in an accident. I didn't scan her that day, but I got her all prepared and I got acquainted with her because she was really upset. And she just kept asking, why did this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? I calmed her down, got her set up for the scan, and left for the day. And I saw her in the cancer ward like 3 weeks later. And I was shocked. She had no hair and she was undergoing treatment. Long story short, they had found a tumor while scanning her. So had she not been in this accident, they would have never found this cancer early enough to be treated. It may be that you like something that's bad for you and dislike something that's good for you. Allah knows and you don't know. And so I wrote a children's story with these themes in mind of loss and disappointment. Obviously, it's a different story, but this is kind of my inspiration. These are the kinds of stories that I aspire to write. So all this to say, if you're in a position where you are not happy with your career path, you're not happy where you are, and you have the opportunity to change, it's never too late. It's never too late to do something that you love, to do something that fulfills you and brings you happiness. Because on the other side, there's liberation and fulfillment. And change is hard, but it's not impossible. And once you get over that hurdle, it feels so good. Because I never expected to be where I am today, but I'm so happy that I think this is definitely where I'm going to stop, hopefully. But if not, it's okay. It's okay not to know everything all at once or change your mind, because we're growing and changing, and the circumstances in life, help shape us, and it's okay to change our mind. Thank you guys for listening to me and my journey. I hope you continue to follow me on my journey because I do have so many more books in store.